We are at Zimbabwe House in London, and we have here the Honourable Minister of Tourism for Zimbabwe. Welcome, Honourable Minister Mzembi.
Thank you.
What brings you to London?
Well, I'm here on world travel market business. On an annual basis, every nation state hosts an international tourism showcase. We have just come out of ours, Sanganai, Kanganani in Zimbabwe. The British have theirs, which they call the world travel market. This is an occasion that brings together buyers and sellers of tourism products, including tourism ministers who will be summiting around thematic tourism issues at global level.
Okay, some burning questions for you. There's a typhoid outbreak in Zimbabwe according to UK media. Can you comment on that one?
Well, I'm not aware of it. Neither is the government and cabinet of Zimbabwe aware of a typhoid outbreak. I came straight here from a cabinet meeting which was held on Wednesday, and none of those issues were on our agenda. We discussed pertinent issues, some of them by exception, if they are very, very important. None of that was tabled by the Minister of Health. I think it is typhoid in the minds of the British media and whoever is pushing that agenda.
Okay, another question. It has been stated that there is unreliable nature of Zimbabwe's airline services, and people in the UK have been advised not to travel to Zimbabwe. Can you shed some light on that one?
Now, well, I don't know where that is coming from, but that sounds like a politically sponsored travel advisory. In fact, it is not a travel advisory, it is a political advisory. I'm sure you are aware that each time we appear to be converging as Zimbabweans, and we are converging just in the wake of the last meeting, the all-stakeholder conference around the constitutional issues, which will bring in a referendum and after that elections. Each time Zimbabweans appear to be converging, the sponsorship of disjuncture and disagreements from polities here and platforms here in the United Kingdom which do not want to see us talking to each other or finding each other. And one of these issues that we are actually raising relates to that. In the first instance, we have just commissioned in the last week, myself personally leading the commissioning, two international airlines. Mozambican Airlines came back in, KLM, which flew me here today, we also commissioned them. And the coming in of international carriers is an endorsement of brand Zimbabwe. But well, whatever emanates from the United Kingdom, we couldn't care less. The United Kingdom is in the habit of issuing statements that are outside the collective of the United Nations World Tourism Organization, to which 186 countries belong to. And 186 countries have voted Zimbabwe and Zambia as the next host of the United Nations World Tourism Organization General Assembly, which in itself is global endorsement of brand Zimbabwe. Now, if we have one discordant voice that actually does not belong even to this global forum, it can only be an exercise in waste more than anything else, because they are trying to sound unilateral in imposing travel advisories when we have agreed as the UNWTO that no nation state will impose travel advisories to any other nation state without giving it the right of explanation on what they are raising travel advisories for. So in this particular instance, this one is actually like shooting from the hip, because we have never discussed with the British, neither do they actually have a tourism minister who is related to me on the issues that you're talking about. But just to show you that nobody takes them seriously, we have a whole Rotary Club that I've just addressed today coming to Zimbabwe. They are coming because they are disregarding the punitive politics between the two nation states, which is being driven from this NDA. The UK has political gripes with Zimbabwe arising out of the land reform program, which they want to sponsor into peace sectors like tourism. And we are beginning to say that notwithstanding the political disagreements that nation states may have, we must allow the people of this world to walk this bridge that we call tourism. It is a peace bridge, and it allows nation states to network. It allows people-to-people diplomacy. It allows international networking. And I can tell you that the people of the world have defied this. This is why Zimbabwean tourism has grown in leaps and bounds, to the extent where the World Travel and Tourism Council has adjudged it to be the second fastest growing tourism economy in the world, second only to China. This can only be disregarded by colonizers or former colonizers like the United Kingdom, particularly political administrations which continue to see politics in areas which do not invite politics at all, and that is travel.
Okay, talking about traveling to Zimbabwe, when are the members of the Westminster Rotary Club
They'll be
traveling
coming
to
in
Zimbabwe?
Friday next week, but their coming in itself is an exercise in brand endorsement of Zimbabwe. And they will trigger serious inflows of the Rotary clubs into Zimbabwe under the banner of philanthropic tourism. And we continue to receive, in fact, this year is going to be our record-breaking year in tourism arrivals. We expect to close the year to almost nearly 3 million arrivals,
Okay.
and over $1 billion in tourism income. So we are defying the politics, and tourism today in Zimbabwe is the second highest earning revenue cost center, and it's only beaten by money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think a lot of people are traveling to Zimbabwe? Is it because of the use of the US dollar, or is it because of anything else?
Because we are the host to natural and many endowments that you would not find anywhere else. There can only be one Victoria Falls in the world, which is a natural wonder of the world, and you will find it in Zimbabwe. You will not find it in the United Kingdom. So those that are denied the opportunity by their own host countries, like here in the United Kingdom, to see a natural wonder of the world, it's a violation of their own rights by their own governments. So people continue to defy that and say, no, we'll go and see a natural wonder, notwithstanding the disagreements between political administrations. There can only be one ancient city of Great Zimbabwe, the second most amazing architectural design made out of stone, in the second after the Great Wall of China, and it's found in Zimbabwe. So why deny your citizens the opportunity to see such iconic features because of politics?
Okay.
So people are simply defying. This is why the United States of America is the single biggest contributor to Zimbabwean tourism to date, notwithstanding our political differences with them. This is why this minister is actually the president of the Africa Travel Association, which is New York based, because the Americans have recognized the importance of Zimbabwe. It is only the British here, not actually the ordinary citizens, no, but the political administrations who are still singing from a different song or hymn book from their own citizens.
Okay, before you go back to Zimbabwe, what else will you be doing here in the UK?
Well, I'm going to be confronting the political administration here. I'm requesting meetings to demand an explanation from the FCOs and the offices that sponsor travel advisories to explain to me why they are unilaterally imposing travel sanctions and advisories without consulting with nation states. Why, and they should explain.
Okay, thank you very much. You heard it from the horse's mouth. The Minister of Tourism for Zimbabwe is the Honorable Mr. Mzembi. Thank you very much. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, I'm just saying, and I'm appealing to the diaspora. I am sure the bigger market of your targets here is really the diaspora, that we are going to be unveiling exciting things for them in the course of the week, where I will invite you, but specifically to begin to reconnect with our own diaspora and give them an opportunity in entrepreneurial activities in the country and empowerment activities. And I have a few ideas that I want to float around before I leave, which I think can mobilize the diaspora to begin to invest back at home. And tourism is the entry point.
Okay, thank you very much.